Hello, welcome to another Pendulum Friday. I am so glad that you're here. We have some really great questions this week. So, first of all, thank you all for being here and being part of the Soulprint community. And thank you to the amazing Joyce who puts these things together for me so that it is just easy for me to get these videos done and out for you. All right, let's just get cracking. Um, First question, for anybody who's new, side to side means the pendulum is ready to talk and I am protected. Back and forth is yes, and round is no. Okay, first question. Will there be more than two front runner candidates in the upcoming 24 presidential election? Are there going to be more than two candidates on the ballot? So no. Will the others um, lose popularity and fade out by the time November rolls around? Yes. So, I think some are going to lose popularity. I think some are going to fade out. That's what we're getting right now. Will Trump receive the threshold amount of delegates to secure the GOP nomination? Yes. The follow up to that was, would the convention be forced to go to second and third ballots? It looks like no. If 45 dies, will Mike Pence replace him? That's a scary thought. Sorry, not Mike Pence. My mistake. If 45 dies, will Mike Johnson replace him? That's even scarier than the Mike Pence. There we go. Mike Johnson. Will he replace Trump? No. Will a woman replace Trump? This is a yes. At this point, does the energy indicate that that woman would be Nikki Haley? Kind of a wonky yes, sort of. It's kind of a no. Let's ask it again, see if we can get some clarity. Um, if something happens to Donald Trump and he is unable to, um, I guess, continue his run for the presidential nomination, will it most likely be Nikki Haley that steps up into that position? Yes or no? Okay, yes. Will that be successful for her? And that's a no. Idiot James Comer just filed for re-election in Kentucky. Will he win? James Comer, is he going to win his next election? Pretty significant no there. Okay. Will Kevin McCarthy, did Kevin McCarthy resign as a revenge tactic? Oh, you bet your sweet Bippy he did. Um, what I'm hearing is that it had become with this Mike Johnson in place, it had become almost more right, almost more radicalized is the word I'm hearing, than he was prepared to um, agree to go along with. He's also deeply humiliated, and so he simply doesn't want to be associated with or around um, the group of Republicans that you know are a significant part of the Republican House. Will Kevin McCarthy's seat go blue in the special election? I don't even know what area Kevin McCarthy's from, but in any case, is his seat going to go blue? Strong yes. So we'll find out. Will George Santos write a book or wage a revenge war against fellow Republicans? Oh, yeah. Yep. He's going to. Let's see if I can come up with a follow-up question for that. Is he ultimately going to do any significant damage to the Republicans with whatever insights or information or, you know, gossip is revealed? Is he actually going to be able to inflict damage? Oh, that's a yes. All right. Um, will Republicans succeed in ending or destroying the ACA Obamacare in the next decade? Is Obamacare going to be ended or just decimated within the next decade? No, they're not going to be able to do that. And will it be kept and improved? And a yes. Will the American government shut down in January/February due to the Republicans being legislative terrorists? Fair question. Fair question. Let's look at January. Is there going to be a shutdown in January? Because this is, of course, you all know why this question makes sense, right? Because um, they passed that sort of part A of the budget approval, and now they have to go back and do the January part and the February part. And so there was no, I don't, I think what happened was they just sort of stuck with the status quo for a couple more months. So, there's probably going to be some significant fighting going on over that. So, okay, so is the United States looking at a government shutdown in January 2024? Right now, that's a pretty strong yes. In February, that's a no. The Democrat bill to send billions to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan failed yesterday. Will some aid package be approved by the end of the year? Yes. In fact, they're already, so I'm recording this Thursday afternoon, as you know, they're already talking about, bipartisan groups of people getting together and trying to sort of negotiate something, work something out. I believe this is in the House, and they're also sort of talking about there will be some compromises that go on, and Biden is likely to um, agree to some of it to get those funds out. This is the thing about Biden is he comes from a time when bipartisanship was the norm. And so whenever it is possible, he has a much, I guess, clearer understanding of how bipartisan politics work than a lot of these youngins who are new to politics, and they stay focused in that real tribal mentality, and they're not even interested in bipartisan anything. It comes from a time and a place when that was the norm. And I think there's a big part of him that would dearly, dearly love to see that, continue to be something that works. And to be fair, he's gotten a lot of bipartisan stuff done. It's not talked about for some crazy reason, but he has. This intense tribalism that's going on is so damaging. It is so detrimental to the country because when you have two sides that are just dug in, there's no meeting in the middle. There's no discussing it. There's nothing, and everything then stalls. All right. Yesterday, Attorney General Merrick Garland announced charges of war crimes against four Russians for crimes in connection with the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Was the timing of this announcement important? My understanding was, and I could be wrong, but those war crimes were committed against U.S. a U.S. citizen or U.S. citizens who were in Ukraine. Was the timing of that announcement significant? Yes. Was it sort of politically motivated in any way? No. So, do you have anything else to say about why it was significant or important? Part of it is, he wants to continue to make sure that the Department of Justice is relevant, that they are seen as working on other things as opposed to, the Republican sentiment where they're just, on a hunt against Trump and his buddies. So the importance of it was that um, it's drawing attention to other things that the Department of Justice has been working hard and diligently on. One of the nice sort of impacts or benefits is, of course, that it draws the Ukraine Russia war kind of back. Into the news because it has gotten, completely pretty much overshadowed by the Israeli Hamas situation. So that's what that was about. World politics. Did Putin visit Abdu Dubai? I think Daabi. I don't know even how to pronounce this guy's name. To thumb his nose at the UN climate change conference that was being held in Dubai. Okay, got that. Um, Interesting. We're not getting an answer. Did a representative or someone purporting to be Putin visit Dubai as a result, as sort of as a climate change snub? Yes. So, there's a reason I asked it that way, right? I mean, let's just go down that road a little bit. Is Vladimir Putin still alive? Okay. Is he recovering from whatever medical event that he suffered from? Is there recovery going on um, from that event? Okay, that's a yes. Is that going to be a complete recovery? Is there going to be a complete recovery of Putin? No, I don't know. I guess we'll make of that what we will. Is Trump going to use his adversarial behavior with Judge Engoron as a basis for appeal for the decision in the New York civil case? Well, he sure as hell is going to try to. We'll go there for sure. Is that going to be something that they end up trying to use? Yes. Is that going to be effective? No. Is is there going to be an appeal at the result, an appeal by the Biden legal team as a result of the rulings or the decisions in that New York civil case? Are they going to appeal? Okay, so yes, they are. Of course, they are. Is that appeal going to be successful? Looks like no. All right. Will Trump ever show that level of rage and insanity to the public? So, we've talked about how really, really out of control he is and how he's spiraling. Um, in some ways, he does. But it's normalized. He's saying the most crazy and outrageous things at these rallies, and people are cheering because they're cheering. Whether they even understand what an autocracy is, sometimes I'm not sure. Um, so I'm going to tweak that question. We got a yes on that. I think we did. So what I want to know is he going to hit levels of either rage or insanity that actually um, sends up significant red flags and or warning bells? Yes. Now, I do know it was sometimes this week. I think it was when they were talking about the interview he did with Hannity, where Hannity is like feeding him this question: "You never would become, a dictator if you won. When you win the presidency." And he said, "Of course they wouldn't, except for the first day." And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that there was like a red flag warning that was being flashed on it on MSNBC. So you know, and honestly, let him just keep doing it, because the more um erratic he becomes, frankly, the better it is. Um, I'm just going to add a couple of questions with regards to Biden, since we're kind of in that area. Is Biden's health um, strong at this time? Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. And will he continue to move forward in this election cycle? Is his um, re-election campaign going to continue to move forward with him at the helm? And yes. And will he, in January of 2025, be once again um, returned to the Oval Office? And that's yes. Okay. These are kind of interesting ones. So the first one is, when ETs, extraterrestrials, reveal themselves, will they be friendly, and will humans adjust? So this is not an area that I typically delve into. I absolutely believe they're out there. It's just not something that I have sort of spent a lot of time on. But let's just ask the question: will ETs reveal themselves? Let's just start there. Will ETs reveal themselves to us here on Earth? Okay, yes. And will they be friendly? Yes. And will humans adjust? No. Now, you will notice that all of these answers are very, very small movement. So, you're looking at kind of current energies. Now, the final question that was sent to me is not really a pendulum question. In fact, it flat isn't a pendulum question. But I want to just tack it on to the end of this, and there's a reason for that. So the question that I was asked was, is there a difference between what happens to a soul as a result of a miscarriage, a spontaneous abortion, and as a result of a surgical abortion? So this this moves into um, more of the spiritual insights and informations. There have been actually a lot of questions coming to me in that arena. And I mean, I think part of it is because I do channeled messages, and clearly this is something that I'm versed in. I think I'm going to, in the new year, um, I think I am going to resume doing a weekly or bi-weekly video on spirituality, on ascension, on all things metaphysical. If that's something that you would be interested in me doing, please let me know. So I can tell you this, broadly speaking. um, a miscarriage and a spontaneous abortion often are indicators that okay, first of all, you have to understand that sometimes these things are literally physical. Getting pregnant is like a physical reaction. It's not divine, all right? This is something that goes on when two different aspects of procreation come together. An egg meets sperm, and sperm meets egg, and baby, okay? Now, very often, when you have a miscarriage or a spontaneous abortion, it is the physical body of the mom that, for whatever reason, is not able to sustain the pregnancy, whether there's something wrong with the fetus, or whether there is just something broadly wrong with the way that the pregnancy is progressing. It is my understanding that when you are pregnant, souls that are interested in returning within your family dynamic or family group will often sort of be around. They kind of watch what's going on. They do not enter the fetus at conception. They don't. I'm sorry if that upsets people, but they don't. Souls tend to enter the physical body right around the time of sort of labor and into the birth. That is when the soul enters into the physical realm and into that physical body again. Um, so there isn't actually a difference between any kind of a termination of a pregnancy, whether it is spontaneous or intentional or accidental. Um, it the soul is waiting, and this is the thing to understand and try to remember is for those who are on the other side. Time doesn't exist. All right, it just doesn't. Time is a man-made system. And so for a soul to think, oh, you know what, I would like to be born to those parents, and then something happens, and maybe those parents don't stay together. Maybe those two people, maybe one of them discovers they're infertile. Maybe, there is an inability to carry a pregnancy to term. Maybe a choice is made that isn't the good time or the right time for that pregnancy to go to term. it's not like that soul is like devastated because to them, it's just, well, there will be another opportunity, there will be another time. And there isn't a lot of, I think, distinction, if you will, between this lifetime versus another lifetime, because again, time is not a relevant issue. I hope that's not like mixing people up, but that is the simplest way that I can answer the question. It is my belief, my understanding that the soul does not enter until the sort of labor and in the birthing process. That is when the soul enters the body. Okay, it's Friday. Have a good weekend. Do something kind for yourself and somebody else. Take good care of yourself. Let me know if you want me to resume sort of those spiritual metaphysical videos. And thank you for the questions. Thank you for the amazing Joyce for putting them together, and Hilda, if she is able to do the timestamps, I thank her for that. And that's what I know for right now. Take really good care of yourself, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.